I think we can go ahead and jump in and do a little bit of introductions while we have other people that join the call. So we want to say good morning to everyone. Thank you so much for those of us that are joining us today, joining WorkSource and the Apple STEM Network for our virtual Meet the Employer. So today we're super excited because we are joined by Lyft Operations Manager Franny Sweeters with Stevens Pass. She has a super informative presentation today. She's going to be sharing great information about their winter season employment opportunities at Stevens Pass. So we're very excited about that today. And right before we jump in, I wanted to quickly introduce the rest of the team on this call, just so that you guys know the random voices, who they're coming from. So we have Tammy McBride with North Central Educational Service District. She keeps us on track, so thank you, Tammy. We also have Diane Navarro with WorkSource Wenatchee Valley. She's going to be monitoring our chat today for any comments, questions that you have. We also have Christy O'Neill with WorkSource Okanagan, and she's representing for the North. And you also have me. I'm Maria Maravilla with WorkSource Wenatchee Valley, and I'll be guiding us through our presentation today. So before we get carried away, I'm going to hand it over quickly to Tammy to review a little bit of housekeeping information.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Before we dive in, I want to share how this Zoom event will work. To keep noise levels at a minimum, all microphones will be muted during the presentation. At the end of the presentations, we will have some dedicated time for questions. So you will have the opportunity to share your questions through the chat feature by clicking the chat button on the bottom of your screen or by raising your hand. We will call on folks who raise their hand and enable their audio if you want, so that you can ask your questions. For anyone joining us outside of that, please just make sure you use the comment section. And now I'll turn it back to you, Maria. Thank you.
Thank you, Tammy, for all that great information. See, she always keeps us on track. And now it's my pleasure to welcome Franny Sweeters with Stevens Pass to kick off our presentation. And good morning, Franny. Thank you so much for joining us today. As you can see, we're super excited.
Good morning, Maria. Thank you. And good morning, everyone. Yeah, my name is Franny Sweeters. I am the Lyft Operations Manager here at Stevens Pass. I manage the fine folks who run our ski lifts here at the mountain and make sure our guests load and unload the lift safely. We're hiring for many different positions at the moment for our upcoming season, scheduled to start December 3rd, weather permitting, and our season runs through April 17th is what our current schedule is. We'll have a bunch of department orientations and trainings coming up in the next month, depending on which department people are working for. So right now we're hiring as many people as we can find. Next slide, please. Yeah. So Stevens Pass is a place that feeds our thirst for adventure. We like to have fun up here, whether we're playing or working with each other. We are a part of Vail Resorts now, so we are the premier mountain resort company in the world and a leader in luxury destination-based travel at iconic locations. Our product is simple, the great outdoors. Our mission is simple, experience of a lifetime. We like to provide an experience of a lifetime for our guests as well as our employees. So that's our goal for everything. What we do, we provide an experience of a lifetime. Our efforts fall into 3 highly integrated and interdependent segments: mountain, lodging, and real estate. And we have 37 ski resorts now across the US, Canada, and Australia. Next slide, please. And here's a fun video kind of outlining what we do here at Vail Resorts. There we go.
I think the experience of a lifetime is for everyone. We want our guests to have an experience of a lifetime, but also our employees. We want them to remember what a magical place this is.
This will be my 10th season working for Vail Resorts. I started on mountain safety my first year and then started with patrol 9 years ago. I basically have the best job in the world.
I mean, I love this job. I've been doing it for 25 years.
I ski and I work for a great company. And I've been doing what I've been doing since 1989, so I just followed my dream and the passion and just keep doing it day by day.
Vail Resorts in North Star gives me the opportunity to live and work in the place I love.
I mean, I came out to do one season snowboarding and I fell in love with this place.
You know, the type of person to work for Vail, I think it's just anybody that is energetic and excited about what they do on a day-to-day basis. It just takes a special person, but a lot of people are really good at this job.
Anybody can do it, and anybody can have a great time. It's all what you make of it.
You know, I truly believe that my bosses, you know, they care about my development and they care about where I want to go in my career, and I think that's really, really, truly unique.
For a company to have that dedication and finding people who are looking for the alignment of who they are with where they work, I think helps us build a focus in our core values and what matters to each of us.
And we all share that common passion for what we do and working in the outdoors and working in this industry. And yeah, the community here of employees is hands down the best thing I've ever experienced. And it's what's kept me coming back for 13 years. And it's going to keep me around for about another 30 or 40.
Who wouldn't want to come work here every day? This is your office. Pretty cool.
All right. So that video is just a couple years old, so not all of our mountains were listed there. Obviously, we've grown quite a bit over the last few years. But that's a great little video kind of outlining everything that we are, what we do here at Vail Resorts and what we do here at Stevens Pass. You know, we love to work here. We love to work with the people that have become friends and family for years on end. I have countless people that are here that I've known my entire career here. So it's a great place to meet people, friends for life. Next slide, please. So we have multiple positions available, right around 100, if not a little bit more. A lot of them are seasonal. Some of them are more year-round. There are some year-round opportunities available. Most positions require no experience at all. We will train you. We have preseason orientation, as I mentioned, as well as on-the-job training, and training is pretty much continual throughout the whole season. Our day schedule runs, like I said, December 3rd through April 17th. Our night operations are run about mid-December through mid-March. And that schedule is set for Wednesday through Sunday. And those shifts generally run from about 2 o'clock in the afternoon until 10:30 at night. So we close at 10 o'clock. Day shift, I mean, we're open every day. The only thing that's different is our night shifts. Our Mondays and Tuesdays, generally we do not have nights unless it's through the holidays, the Christmas holiday, and then President's Day and Martin Luther King Day, we usually run an extra night shift for those holidays. Let's see, most of these positions, yeah, lift operator, ski and snowboard instructor. I mean, there's tons of roles available. Whether you want to work indoors, if you want to work outdoors, if you want to be guest facing, if you want to be back of house, you want to work full time, you want to work part time. The opportunities are endless up here. And as soon as you get your foot in the door, you can try something out once and you decide you don't like it, we can put you somewhere else. You know, we're super flexible. We just want to make sure you enjoy your time here. And then most important too is as of November 15th this year, Vail Resorts will be requiring all employees across North America to be vaccinated for COVID-19. So we want to make sure you have both of your shots or the one-time shot for the Johnson & Johnson by November 15th. And that's what I have there. Next slide, please. So our minimum wage was recently raised to $15 an hour. Most frontline entry-level positions start at $15. If you go for any of the higher positions, which are available there, if you can't read that link or get it into the bar in time, jobs.vailresortscareers.com is a good portal to find all of these other opportunities, whether supervisors, management, directors. We're looking for all sorts here, and obviously, as you go a little bit higher, the pay range will change. And next slide, please. So we have a competitive set of benefits. Obviously for ski resorts, the free ski pass is a given for you and for any eligible dependents. Discounted lift tickets for friends and family. You get free ski lessons, right? It's not a requirement that you need to ski or ride for most of the positions up here, but if you want to learn, you can learn for free. So that's a great thing for you, as well as your family. discounted lodging, food, gear, and mountain shuttles, discounted bike haul and golf. And this is not just here, but this is if you want to go to another Vail resort, right? Your employee pass that works as your ski pass will also work at other Vail resorts. And whether there might be some blackout dates, some of the bigger mountains around the holidays, but still this will work across the entire company. Benefits, once you hit your certain threshold of hours, medical, dental, and vision plans for full-time positions, 401k retirement plan, and excellent training and professional development. If you want to stick around and if you want to be a part of the Vail Resorts family, we'll put you through the training. We'll pay for additional training, depending on what you want to do and what path you want to take. Next slide, please. Growth opportunities. As I said, if you're willing to put in the effort and learn from your leadership and peers, it's endless, right? And once you get your foot in the door, whether you want to stay here at Stevens Pass, you can spend a winter here at Stevens and then go spend a summer in Colorado or even Australia. Opportunities are endless. Next slide, please. What we are looking for. Ideal candidate, kind, friendly, flexible, right? You'll be working with people from all walks of life, different age groups, backgrounds, cultures, religions, all sorts of stuff. So just as long as you're open-minded and friendly and can be flexible to the ski area industry, right? We're kind of at the mercy of Mother Nature up here. So as long as you're flexible, that's the ideal candidate for us, and no certifications required. We will train you for just about every position. Next slide, please. Certain trades. Okay, yeah, so skills, backgrounds are helpful if you want to get a little bit higher or maybe get into a higher position. If you have any medical training, EMT, any kind of first aid training, wilderness first aid, medical training, that would be good for ski patrol. Mechanical, electrical training for vehicle maintenance. You can work on our snowcats, heavier equipment like loaders, snowmobiles, company vehicles, that kind of stuff. Or you can join lift maintenance and work on our ski lifts. During the summertime, they do a lot of big projects, and then during the winter, they just make sure things keep running smoothly. Carpentry, electrical, HVAC, other building maintenance skills for buildings and grounds, right? They keep up on the lodges, all the maintenance, all the, our plaza system that keeps the snow melt, anything like that. Cooking skills, cooks, sous chefs, law enforcement or military background for security. We have security agents that run around here year round, mainly in the winter time, but we also have some summer presence as well. But if you have any of that kind of background, that's what we're looking for those positions. For me, how did I get here? I started working here in 2006 as a lift operator. Since then, I've dabbled in lift maintenance, lift operations, summer operations. I've worked for Bike Park for a couple of years. I also spent a few years down in Angel Fire, New Mexico. So I've been in the industry now for about 16 years working with lifts and lift parts. And I love it. This is the most fun I've ever had at any job ever, is working at a ski area, and I'm hooked for life. So that's where I plan to stay. Next slide, please. How to apply. Jobs.Vail Resorts Careers. Go to that website, scroll down to the map. We are the only Vail resort in Washington State, so just click on Stevens Pass. From there, pick a job, search through the different opportunities. You can also find more information about our benefits at the top of the screen there. Digital cover letter, digital resume, and an active email address. That's the biggest thing, right? We're going to be reaching out to you and looking to get more information. So do make sure you keep an eye on your email, check your spam folder, save the information that we send you, because there's going to be a lot of it coming through, but it's all very important to get you hired into your role. So, and if you need to contact me for more information, there's my email and phone number. Feel free to reach out at any time. And I think that's it for me. Unless there's another one. Yeah, we'd love to have you. Come give it a shot. If you've never worked for a ski area before, it's about 5 months of your time. If you like it, awesome. You can stick with us. If not, maybe it's not for you. But, it's worth giving it a shot because it's a beautiful place. We love to be here and we'd love to have you.
Well, thank you, Franny. That was such a great presentation with such good information. And I also kind of feel like I'm sold Sign me up.
Come on over.
It sounds so great. So now it's time for us to open up for questions. So if you guys have questions or any comments, please feel free to type them and include them in the chat box, or you guys can also feel free to go ahead and unmute yourselves and just start asking away. So does anyone have any questions? Do we see any questions in chat, Diane?
Yes. Is there parking available for employees?
We do have a dedicated lot for employees. It's our lot D. It's over across the highway. We also, something I didn't mention, we do have an employee shuttle as well that runs from the Big Y Park and Ride on the east side and then Monroe Park and Ride on the west side. And that runs for both day and night shift, brings you up in the morning, brings you down at the end of the day, or same for night shift. It'll bring you up at the beginning of your shift and at the end. That runs for employees. Stops all the way from the head point all the way up.
And where are the park ad rides?
Park and Rides, the Big Y is just east of Peshastin, and then Monroe is just about 35 miles west of here. It's at the far end, west end of Monroe.
Awesome, thank you. Do you guys have any room and board for them if the weather were to get sour and they can't return home?
In a pinch, I'm sure we could make something work, but usually our shuttle system works pretty well, or carpooling, right? We have people that travel both sides of the pass, and we'll be able to get you down. Any gnarly highway closures is usually pretty well planned. The DOT keeps us in the loop as far as whether they're going to need to, can't close the road for any reason. We get people out of here pretty quickly, and make sure everybody makes it home.
Awesome, thank you. And once an instructor gets hired, or someone who wants to be an instructor, what kind of training do they have to go through?
For a non-certified ski instructor?
Yes.
So I actually don't have the information there, but if whoever's asking that question wants to send me their contact, I can refer them to the ski school manager. I can give them more information there.
Awesome, thank you.
They can also look at the job description on the website as well. Should tell them more information.
Can you share some examples of what employees might do in the off season for work?
So if you work, if you stay around the area, a lot of the employees here, they work for the winter season, and then they go, a lot of them do a lot of river trips. They'll do rafting, kayaking, paddleboarding, that kind of thing. But it really depends. Some people might go visit some other Vail resorts, go visit family. And then usually the shoulder season is about, could be anywhere from 1 month, 2 months, depending on how much snow we get. But they take that time off to rest. And then if they end up getting a job for the summer, then they'll start that up shortly after that.
And when they sign up for seasonal work, if they want to return the next year, do they have to resubmit their application, or do they let you know at the end of the season, this is what I'm doing?
So if they want to return the next year, no, what we do is we place you on seasonal inactive status. That'll make the application process much easier the next time around. So all the manager will have to do is just reactivate your application. You won't need to reapply or anything. You'll just need to verify, your onboarding information, whether if anything's changed, your address, any IDs. If your IDs expired, you'll need to update those. But otherwise, it makes it very easy. So if you want to come back, just let us know, and we'll keep you on the list. And then come the next season, we'll reach out to everybody. And if you change your mind, no biggie. But if you want to come back on, yeah, there's definitely a method to make it much easier.
Awesome. And what age do you hire? Is there a specific age for, especially for like instructors?
Most roles are minimum age is 18. I do know our parking attendants for the parking lots is minimum age there is 16.
Awesome. How flexible are the schedules if I work as an EMT with shift work and I'm looking for an additional job? Might that work?
For sure. Depending on your schedule, if you have a set schedule, that makes it easier for us, right? Part-time, we ask for at least 2 to 3 days a week. That can be flexible. We prefer it on the weekends, obviously, because those are our busier times. But we can be flexible case by case basis. If you want to do full-time or a little bit more, you can do 4 to 5 days a week, but we also don't want you to burn out. So depending on your other schedule, yeah, we're definitely able to work with it.
Is there a program for employees from another country? I know of a few employees who came from Costa Rica.
So there is the J1 program. I'm not sure exactly how that's working with the vaccination process. It's still a little unclear. But as far as J1s, H2Bs, there's also regular work visas. There is, I can look up more information about that, but you should be able to find more on the website as well.
Thank you. Do you have limitations on who can apply? For example, anyone who might have a background?
So we'll run a background check. Every employee goes through a background check to get hired. And depending on your background, I mean, if it's a serious offense, if it's not that serious of an offense, I know there's people that do work here that have had, some hiccups in their life, but it really depends on the case. And it's the background check is performed by a third party. So if it doesn't clear, then, we're notified and it's just, we're unable to hire you. So it's nothing that we do here on site. But yeah, they look at that for us.
And for someone applying to some of your other resorts, such as the ones out of the country, are the costs to get there covered, or is that something that they would have to pay out of their own pocket?
I believe that's something they'd have to pay out of their own pocket. But I know, most Vail resorts across the enterprise have housing opportunities, especially now that we're so big. So I know once you get there, I'm sure there's options for places to stay at least.
And you mentioned that if someone did want to take an opportunity to grow, you provided that kind of training. What does that training look like?
It depends on the role. If you continue on, there's our training platform, which is called the Lift. That'll kind of provide a lot of online training that you can do from home or here at work. So it depends on which path you want to take, but there's certain certifications, like we just did an OSHA class a couple weeks ago. We can send you to a certain factory to get specific training for some of the equipment that we have. We can send you to conferences. There's all sorts of different paths you can take. It just depends on which route you want to go.
So is it realistic to think that someone who starts off as just an instructor or a lift operator can go into management?
Absolutely. Look at me. I started as a lifty and now I'm manager of the department. Yeah, for sure.
Cool. And what kind of requirements do you request for someone who's going into like the cook positions?
For cook positions, we prefer, I think it's a minimum of 2 to 3 years of some kind of kitchen experience, working in that kind of an environment. But we also have entry cook positions available too. So it's, if you start as, whether it's a busser working back in kitchen support, then you can work your way up, just kind of prep into cook. Yeah.
Does Stevens Pass have summer opportunities or just winter opportunities?
We're working on our summer opportunities. Mainly during the summer, we do a lot of maintenance on the hill, right? We'll do a lot of tree work. As far as trail clearing, lift maintenance does a lot of their projects. They usually need some extra help. Bike park operations are still being worked on, but our goal is to get that back up and running eventually. With that will probably come some restaurants, retail, mountain bike rentals. The goal is to get all that stuff back, right? So it just depends on the logistics and how we can make it work. But yes, eventually we will have summer opportunities. Yes.
Awesome. And then the last question, do you or have you in the past hired anyone with any physical disabilities?
Yeah, we have accommodations that we can make depending on the role and what you want to do. Yes, we have the ability to hire anybody.
Thank you, Franny. And if anyone has a question, would it be best are you the contact that they can refer to?
Sure. And if I can't answer it, then I can forward it on to somebody who can.
Great. If you wouldn't mind putting that your email address in the chat, that would be great. Thank you. And I think that's it for questions, unless anyone else has anything.
I have a question really fast. So for any students that might be, going up on the ski hill with, their family or whatever, what kind of, suggestions do you have for them as far as, if they were avid skiers and they, somehow someday want to get involved? Is there anything that they can start off? I know that you had mentioned one job that was like 16 years of age, but is like, what would you suggest for those kinds of kids that grew up on the ski hill, but somehow someday want to get involved? Is there anything that they can do, or what kind of suggestions do you have for them?
Nothing specific. It depends on what they're interested in, right? If they grow up and they really like working outside, if they like to, push snow around, if they like to rake, if they like to teach people, if they like to, talk to guests, it all depends on kind of what their interests are. And then once we get them started, then they, then they figure out how they want to proceed. And then we'll work with you or work with that person once they get hired on to figure out how far they can take it.
Thank you.
Those were all super great questions. Thank you so much for everyone with your questions, and Franny for answering those with great detail. So let's keep moving ahead. Tammy, would you like to share some information on this slide?
Yes, thank you. So I know that we had one person saying that they had to hop to another meeting on our attendee participants list. So this is great that this just came up. So this recording of this meeting today is going to be shareable on our Career Connected Washington North Central YouTube channel. All of our virtual Meet the Employers are on that YouTube channel. So within this afternoon, it will be uploaded there. Don't forget to subscribe to that YouTube channel. You will receive access to not only the virtual Meet the Employers, but other posted events that are available on our channel. So I will put the link in the chat, but you can see that it's bit.ly/CCLWA North Central. So.
Thank you, Tammy. Great information. And of course, if you guys are interested in attending any of our future upcoming virtual Meet the Employer events, we welcome you guys to please check out our WorkSourceWA.com calendar, our WorkSource Facebook pages, or the Apple STEM Network Facebook pages so that you can register in advance. So we try to post information on the individual upcoming employers, and we just put it all over social media so that you guys can get set up and registered ahead of time. And for our very next event, we're going to be joined by Washington State Department of Transportation, and that will be taking place on Tuesday, November 9th, and at a regular time from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And we also want to give you guys a quick reminder that all of our WorkSource offices are open to the public. We have our local WorkSource staff that are always here to help you guys with any job search assistance that you may need. And we highly recommend that you guys reach out to us to schedule a one-on-one appointment. That way we can get set up with a specific time that works for you and give you assistance on applying for any positions, including these positions that Franny just mentioned. So give us a call. We can set up a time for you. And on the screen, you see the phone numbers for both our local Wenatchee office and also the OMAC office. Okay, and unfortunately, we've reached the end of today's presentation, and we just want to say thank you to everyone for joining us today, and thank you, Franny, for such an outstanding presentation and all the great information. And of course, thank you, Tammy, for being with us on this call as our partner, and the Apple STEM Network for the continued support on these events. And we just want to say thank you to everyone. Are there any last-minute questions before we close and wrap up for the day? Okay. So it sounds like we're good to go. So thank you, everyone, and we wish everybody a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys next time.